breathing easy in the chat. That's most of the basketball questions. I know you are an avid wrestling fan, and I just want to know what are your thoughts on the complicated legacy of Hulk Hogan? Because I know you like it's part of a lot of people's childhood. Like me personally, I know the characters, but I really didn't watch.
So in answer to your question, one, I grew up liking wrestling quite a bit. Um, Probably in the '90s, probably up into the early 2000s. I watch from afar now, but Hulk Hogan was definitely a part of the fabric of my childhood, and it's a complicated legacy because of things that were said, that were made public, and in today's time, there are many people that suggest that you can't separate the offense from the offender, and I think post Bill Cosby, that is something that has become more of a targeted conversation or a nuanced conversation. And so I think I do get it. I think he said some offensive things as an African American. Using language, non-inclusive language in your home. It is kitchen table talk. You shouldn't be using it, but it became public consumption, and that's not a good look. And it kind of felt like he was arrogant in the way that he approached it after it was uncovered that he said it, and that's unacceptable to do. And so, I know a lot of his colleagues. I'm very friendly with a lot of his colleagues, both black and white, who have both shared with me that that is unacceptable. And then the other part of it that is unacceptable is, I guess, from having conversations with some of his peers, when the WWE, they were trying the wrestlers were trying to unionize and become more of a united front. He was very adamant, from what I'm told, and removing himself and breaking up that monotony so that they could not be unionized. And so that's terrible. I will say that on the side of him as a wrestler, the thing that I did admire about him was his branding and his ability to own his name, own his likeness, and kind of see into the future of what that looks like in today's climate. But he wasn't the first, and he won't be the last. On a basketball front, not comparing him to this person, but Michael Jordan was very forward thinking and branding and ownership, and passing on the torch to the next generation and merchandising and more. You've seen it in many instances, where athletes have done that, celebrities have done that. So he definitely set the example. But in wrestling, John Cena has also done it. I think he paved the way for Cena. He paved the way for The Rock, and he did it in multiple wrestling leagues. He did it in WCW when he left the WWE and went to WCW and was in NWO. And I think he's done a lot that has pioneered the wrestling sport. But I do think that there is a blemish on his name based upon the things that he said, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah. He's also very part of the. I live in like the New Haven, Connecticut area, and the WWF has a lot of ties to the area. Even I had to like double check because there's something I've always wanted to know. Because everybody saw my dad always said, "Oh, because he doesn't watch wrestling." He said, "Oh no, they all live here. They live here. They used to live here in the building." So I double checked, and with Hulk Hogan's passing, we did live in the same apartment building as most of the WWF
Oh wow.
stars because the training facility was in West Haven, Connecticut. Um,
Wow.
so I, you know, he's very much into the fabric of the area. He has left his imprint on wrestling forever. So that's
Okay.
something to think about. Um,